Next is one of my favorite commercial / residential realtors. Daniel is always a great insight to speak to about commercial properties. And of course, he also does sell residential in the Vancouver area. Are you there, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much, Roland.
Awesome, my friend. Take it away.
So hi, everybody. So I've been a realtor for around 9 years, 10 years. And for the last 7 and 8 years, I've been looking into commercial real estate, development real estate. I've done tons of deals for developers here locally in the greater Vancouver area. And I focus on helping my clients find investment opportunities, big and small, fast deals that they can make some profit off quickly, or longer hold and update projects. So if you can go to the next slide, I'd like to get into my opportunity I want to talk to you guys about today. So the opportunity I want to discuss with you guys today is not so much on a cash flow side of things. So I spent a lot of my time investigating different official community plans and understanding what the future want to see in the city want to see in the future for a specific area. So I've done many deals of this type. So for this very quick example, I want to share with you guys. This is around a Costco in Richmond, Richmond, BC here. So what happens is that the city have decided to turn this block into a hotel development site. And then I have a developer who is looking for a hotel site. And then we see this little yellow thing on our map that popped up to be sold as a residential house. I did my research on it, and I told this developer, a client of mine who wants to build a hotel, to write an offer and then get it under contract. And then there's no way for us to lose. He didn't really understand why I said that at that time, but I've done a lot of homework on this kind of stuff. So after we tied this up, and we approached the neighboring properties and asked them if they would like to sell in order for us to expand our land and create a hotel here. They turned around and said, no, I've been trying to consolidate this block for 10 years. I'm never, ever, ever selling. And I told them that, okay, we have this under contract. We'd like to buy it as an investment property. So can you please sell your land to us so we can build a hotel? If no, would you buy our property from us instead? So initially they were against it, but because they've been trying to consolidate this block for so long, they came back to me after a while, around 20 hours, and gave us an offer for $60,000 more than how much we had it under contract for. We put up around a $10,000 deposit, and my client drove 20 minutes to come see this property one time. So he made a really quick profit of quite a bit. He made a big profit of around 60 grand and around a 20-minute time. So 20-hour time frame. So I like to look at these kind of opportunities sometimes for my investor clients. When they're looking for development land, there's always a chance of this happening. I've done my homework well and investigated who owns a property nearby and what they're planning to do, so I can put my client in the right place at the right time. So if you guys want to go on to the next slide, can we go on to the next slide, please? Yeah, so right here is a industrial zone property that I have listed in Burnaby in Metrotown. So this property is around 6,300 square feet. The whole block is a residential home. There's around 6 houses here, and it's surrounded by industrial buildings. So in the Royal Oak Community Plan, the city have designated this area to be used for industrial only. So when these homes get torn down, you're not able to build a single family home again. So when we put this property up for sale, when the owner previously put this property up for sale, they did not get much traction because they were marketing it as a residential home for a while. And then after that, they try to market this as a development site, which is not correct because it's not large enough to be a development site. So when I took over the marketing of this property, we marketed it as an investment property where it can hold and then you can redevelop in the future, or to be consolidated with your neighbors. So we actually have an accepted offer on this property after I listed it in around 1.5 weeks. And throughout that period of time, we had a backup cash offer, which eventually went through. and we sold this property after the owner's been trying to sell it for 2 years. So the idea here is that before looking into buying these type of properties, we have to understand what the neighbors are like. So I did my investigation. I found out both the neighbors on the left and then also on the 4 on the right. They've been there for quite a while, and they're all very happy to leave one day. Some of them are renting out the property right now, and it's just an investment property for them. So all they're looking to do is to sell it to a developer. So what the current buyer can do for this property is that they're buying it for around 1.38 million. I know it's a large number compared to a lot of the opportunities that we're seeing today, but if you convert it, it is actually the land value here is actually around it's actually only around $150 per square feet of land cost. So when you look at the end product here for industrial projects in Burnaby, you will realize that the final sale price of these products are landing around $550 per square feet. So there is definitely great room and great profit to be made here to buy this land and hold it here for a while. So it's also very essential whenever anybody looking to invest in a property that has development potential is to be very strategically located on a block. So when I have clients looking for a property to invest in for holding and to sell to a developer in the future, it's very smart for them to choose a property that cannot be, like the project cannot proceed without having this property. So it's an essential piece of the whole puzzle. So us being on a second property from the corner makes us an essential piece of this puzzle, because if you're on a corner, then developer could simply buy the other side and then continue on with their development. But when you're on a second to the corner, it's harder for a developer to to say that it's okay, we don't need you anymore. So you have a stronger position and a better negotiation power when you're looking for this type of properties. Yeah. Next slide, please. So this property is around 6,300 square feet in land size. And then you're able to build around 7,500 square feet in the future once it's being redeveloped. And then if you combine yourself with the corner property, which is a little bit larger, you get to build this pretty sizable new development in the future. However, when we did consult with the city, we did realize from them that there's going to be setback on a corner, and then also they require us to have a larger parcel together in order to do a redevelopment. So this is also one of the other reasons why this investor client who purchased this is very comfortable to purchase this property at this price today, in order for them to wait until the neighbors are ready to go and wait for me to go consolidate them together, put it together as a package, all together as one project to sell to a developer in the future. Regarding the cash flow, so at one point, around $1.4 million, he's planning to get around a $900K mortgage on this, which is going to cost him around $3,500 in mortgage per month. And homes of this size in the Metrotown neighborhood are renting out for around $4,500. So they will have a small cash flow here available to him while he's waiting for all the neighbors to fall into place. And next slide, please. So I went to the SWOT analysis of this. So for the strength of this is that we got to find properties that's being underutilized right now. So when we look through the official community plan, we will find that this property is being underbuilt, is not built to its maximum capacity. And second thing is that we also got to make sure that all the homes on the block that are to be consolidated in the future are all older and not in the best condition. The reason for this is because when a developer come and purchase this as a development site, they really don't care what the home conditions are. So when you have somebody who got a very well renovated home or a brand new house built on a block, developers are not willing to pay for their home. They're only willing to pay for their land. So it's best to find homes that are in a older condition. So the weakness of this type of investment is the neighbors as well. They could be your best friend or your worst enemy. So it's very important for us to find out and do our research who the neighbors are, what kind of space that they're in, whether they're ready to make this move. So in this case, we understand that both homes on the left and right are investment properties, and they're ready to go at any time. So the other opportunity that we have for this is that when one of the neighbors are willing to sell and they're in more of a hurry and don't want to wait for a developer to have more of a longer contract and a longer closing date, you have the option to purchase your neighbor as well and to increase the size of land that you have on this block. So this is something that a lot of my clients have done in the past, where they slowly buy off properties on a block throughout the year, and then eventually consolidate everything together and then sell to a developer. So like I mentioned earlier, the biggest threat is also the weakness, is that you have somebody on a block who is very resistant to sell to a developer and or have a very unrealistic expectation of the land value. So this is always something that we got to do a research before you go firm up this deal, this kind of project. So it's a very different type of investment. It's not so much focused on cash flow, but more strategically looking at land and its usage and to find opportunities there. So that's pretty much my opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Very nice. Always very creative thinking from you all the time. I love that.